Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Yeah We Read It. I am one of your hosts, Meggie.
And surprise, it's me. I'm the other host. It's Laura.
Surprise! We are here. Disney Hyperion, their YA book section, was nice enough to send us two books by Kaitlyn Cavalancia. Her first book, Mystery Royale, and her recently out book, Hunting the Strange. And it's such a ride, such a trip. Very
And that's the thing. Meggie
eccentric.
and I, we love a mystery. So when we were given the opportunity to read not one but two mystery, we said, yeah, that's mysterious. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Um,
And
so
if you
yeah,
need a
we
preface for it, I would say it's like the Inheritance games, but with magic.
Oh yeah, exactly. And Maggie and I are doing something that we've never done before, which is speed run two books in one episode. And then the next episode is going to be us sitting down with Kaitlyn Cavalancia about both of the books, specifically Hunting the Strange, though, because that's the newest one.
Exactly. So we're going to have a loose format similar to our Emily Henry episode, and you guys are going to love it because we are charming individuals.
Charisma.
Charisma.
You've been
Exactly.
blinded and hypnotized by how wonderful and delightful it is to listen to us.
Just the plus one above the Sims head is getting hit so much right now. They
Exactly,
love
exactly.
us.
Heart react. That's us on social media. Love.
Love, love.
Okay, so Mystery Royale, like Maggie said, it's a mystery. It's magic, inheritance games. So first book, we're gonna start with a flashback. We're gonna get introduced to this ancient heirloom called the Shadow. And basically what this shadow does is it's a little like diamond amulet that can bring people back from the dead. We're going to put a pin in the flashback. It's going to be important throughout the rest of the book. Just remember that. That's how the book starts.
Present day Mullory Prudence, a kid who has been left by her mother to be raised by her grandmother because her mom burned down the house. Big
Yikes.
oopsie, big uh-oh.
Big oopsie daisy from mom.
Mullory has one note from mom, which is if the strange ever finds you, you better run. And in this book is a dual POV book. So,
Try POV book.
oh, three. Yes, this was as I was, okay, so three POV. So Mullory is going to be one. She's the one with mommy issues. Lyric's the one with both parent issues. And then there's gonna be Ellison, who also has mommy issues. Big day, big ups
Big
for
day for this.
mommies.
So while we know Mullery's whole message from her mom was like, run if the strange finds you, the strange finds Mullery. She's not running. She's pondering. She's hesitant, but she goes with the flow, which I was like, okay, Mullery, I see how the type of person that you are, that you're not going to listen to your mom because you're a teenager, and that's okay.
She tries her best to ignore these letters until one of this butler guy is like, "You've been ignoring the letters," and she's like, "Ah, you're right. I guess I'll read it. I guess I'll read
Yeah.
one."
So let's talk about Lyric a little bit, because Lyric Stoutmeyer, he lives with his Uncle Xavier, and Uncle Xavier, huge magic guy, and we learn Uncle Xavier's been sending all these letters to Mullery. Something's amiss. Lyric's a broody guy because he doesn't get to live with his real family in Chicago. I would be sad too if I didn't get to live in Chicago. I get it, Lyric.
Yeah, sometimes Lyric, I'm also sad I don't live in Chicago. But Uncle Xavier has set up this thing called the Mystery Royale where he has sent letters out to have everyone play this game to essentially win his estate. The players are Lyric Stoutmeyer, his siblings Whitaker and Ellison, who are twins.
Twins.
Then there's two cousins in there as well. Didn't
There's
write
two
down their
cousins. Names, in my eyes, not important for the speed run. We're speed
names.
running.
Oh, Quincy and Martin.
That's them.
That's them. And then Mullery and some random person named Mateo.
Mateo, yeah. So lots of participants. All of these participants are teenagers. So only kids allowed in the Mystery Royale.
Yeah, they can't be 18. No
No.
18-year-olds.
No. Because
Mm-mm.
we basically learned from Ellison's point of view that magic's inherited by your parents. And this is another reason Lyric's so broody. He's the third kid. And the way magic works, it can only get inherited by one person. If you have two parents and you already have two kids, that's the magic. Third kid doesn't get anything. So lots of family dynamics in this book. But everyone essentially is going to arrive at the Stoutmeyer estate. So Edwin the butler can lead them through the Mystery Royale. There's some other cast of characters here. We've got Lord Thorne and his son Blade Thorne. They both suck. We also have Saffron Stoutmeyer, who's floating around. That's the mom of Ellison, Lyric, and Whitaker. And then we have Salvatore, which is her husband. So we have some adults chaperoning the mystery.
Yeah, they have a dinner later that night. Uncle Xavier, he's not around. So it's actually announced that he knew he was going to be murdered. Someone there did it. Who did it?
Dang.
And they head to the solarium for this reading of the will, where it's revealed that they're going to get not only his whole estate, they're going to get $2.5 billion and his magic. Mullory's like, oh my god, I need that money so bad because my grandma's not doing well medically. So
She
she's
needs a
really
house.
in
Her
it.
house burned down. Her mom burned it down. It makes sense. So we get a little bit more intel on the Mystery Royale as well, which is essentially going to be 5 parties. Each party, if you succeed at the party, winning a party feels like a strange sentence, but that's technically what you do. The parties are each going to be a series of clues that are going to give you further information about what happened to Uncle Xavier here. Who did it? Why did it? Here did it? There did it? You're going to essentially unload the mystery, and then you're going to yell the mystery out in the garden before the clock strikes midnight next Saturday, and then you win. That's it. That's the matter of fact here.
First mystery is they pull fish out of this aquarium, and basically the fish turn into solid cubes that you're never going to guess this. It's a periodic table thing.
Classic.
And they figure out it's tellurium. Who knows? Not me. They
I'm
go.
not a chemist.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist. They go and they're like they've kind of teamed off a little bit too. So no one wants to work with Mullory, which is
Yeah,
hilarious.
they don't want to
But
work with Mullory because she's poor, which, man,
yeah, they
can
say she
relate.
basically like chews with her mouth open, so they don't want to hang out with her. And
Not only is she poor, she doesn't have manners.
so Lyric is the only one that's gonna hang out with her. But also Lyric doesn't really seem to like her. Like he actually has a plan, I'm pretty sure, to kill her.
Yeah, Lyric's almost like, I'm the reject of the family and she's the reject of the party, so I'll team up with her reluctantly. Um, it's a
Yeah.
whole thing. Basically, after this party, it leads them to a series of clues to basically get more information about Uncle Xavier's death. They ultimately go exploring into a giant painting room, and we learn one of the fun world building things in this series is they're going to find an echo, which is essentially like a visual flashback. So you get
Mhm.
to see what happened to or what happened. And they basically get a flashback that Uncle Xavier knew that he was going to be murdered. So things are looking extra suspicious.
And so Lyric and Mullery, as we mentioned, they're a team. They follow these clues to where Xavier's body was found. They backtrack and they find that in his room his slippers were actually moved, which they think is an indicator that somebody moved Xavier's body.
Yeah, because he doesn't leave the room without the slippers. That's not
N-
normal.
Same with me. Hey guys, there's a mouse in my room. So that's I walk around with slippers now. It's a
Yeah,
new development. It's really fun.
really, really huge development, not only for the mouse but also for Meg's feet. We get we get a really interesting plot tidbit here. I don't know if it's clear that this is going to be a spoilers episode, but if it's not, now I'm telling you it's a spoilers episode because Ellison gets a really big mic drop that Lyric is not her real brother, and Lord Thorn is actually Lyric's dad. Her mommy's been having an affair. Oopsies. And that means now that Lyric is Lord Thorn's firstborn child, Lyric's able to inherit magic now, which was like the whole thing is like they thought he was gonna get Uncle Xavier's, but now he's got options.
Yeah, but it's actually bad news because Lord Thorn is like an evil guy.
Yeah,
We don't
huge
like
bad
him.
guy.
He's a menace. So they have a tea room soiree, which is
Next party, new party unlocked.
the new party. New party's unlocked. They need to drink this tea to see the riddle at the bottom, but a lot of them are refusing, and the room gets super hot. So some of them decide to split teas. They go, "Fuck it, we're all gonna drink each other's teas." Lyric and Mullery, it's on the same team. They drink the tea. They're transported to a room. They're not feeling good, and it is noted that their tea is the only one that was poisoned. So someone is
Yeah,
trying to kill one of them, and it was Mullery's
crazy.
tea.
Yeah,
So
because when they finally get out, like hours have passed, and they're like, "How the hell did you guys get out so fast?" And they're like, "What do you mean? It only took us like 30 minutes to get out. We just like did the thing in the room, and then we left." And then that's when they learned their teeth were poisoned. Um, The next party happens pretty quickly after this. It's like a card party. And the cards all come to life, which is fun and delightful. And Mullory gets drunk at the party, which honestly, go off, girl. I'm proud of
Amazing.
you.
Yeah, her and Lyric solve this triangle puzzle, which leads them to a room with moonlight. At the right hour, this room exposes a letter that says to watch out for Lord Thorn. And previously, Lyric had admitted to Mullory that he was actually thrown out of his house because him and Lord Thorn's son, Blade, were fighting, and the babysitter fell down the stairs and died. And they all blamed Lyric and they threw him out of the house, and that's why he hates his
Yeah,
family.
really, really sad backstory for Lyric that he was blamed for something he didn't necessarily do.
And murder. It's a
But
big
Mullory
blame.
decides to use this moment of like, wow, Lyric's being vulnerable. I'm gonna tell him that I need a house. So really leveling the playing field. They are actually getting a little bit closer. I do like their relationship a lot because they're very much opposites, but they like each other like puzzles. So that's a fun development here. Third party getting a lot closer after the fact.
Mhm.
They also start to learn a little bit more about the shadow. Remember the relic I was talking about earlier? And they learn that Mullory's mom was really interested in the shadow. So we're getting a little bit more backstory into Mullory as well. Before the next party, too, Lyric and Ellison are tricked into going to the greenhouse, which we quickly learn was a very bad idea.
Yes, so him and Ellison are in this greenhouse. From the other side, Lord Thorn is basically compelling Lyric to sit in this bathtub until it fills up and drowns him.
Yikes.
And Ellison needs to save him by digging through the dirt. There's like this room underneath that the bathtub can collapse into, since Lyric is basically frozen in place. And she has to give him CPR too, because I don't think he's doing too hot.
No, no, he very much almost drowns. And after everything happens, Mullery is like realizing like Lyric was compelled by Lord Thorn to put himself in the fountain, yes, but Mullery realizes like, oh my god, now that my mom's kind of involved with this cast of characters, Lord Thorn clearly compelled my mom to burn our house down. What the heck? So Mullery's realizing that she's more connected to all of these people than she thinks. And Lyric and Mullery are now going to get even closer. They make a brand new plan. Their plan is to find the shadow, kill Lyric, sever his tie to Lord Thorn, bring him back to life so he can inherit Uncle Xavier's magic instead. If it can go off without a hitch, I think it's a pretty solid plan.
I think so too. I mean, you're gonna completely sever him from Lord Thorn's magic, and that
Exactly,
kind of
exactly. Can't
sucks.
get killed by someone you're not tethered to, am I right?
Eh, Peace,
Say it
preach.
again.
So there's another game in the gardens. This one includes propelling down a well to retrieve a flower that will tell where Uncle X died. Mullery goes, but there's poisonous flowers down there, so Lyric is like, I gotta follow her. And after she retrieves the flower, her rope snaps. They realize someone actually sabotaged her rope. And after this, they piece together they need to find a page in Dante's Inferno. So while everyone is going to this library, Mullery and Lyric go to the magic room with the ocean window, and they figure out that Uncle X was killed in his smoking room because there's a ton of cigars that they have to arrange like a rainbow.
Yeah.
It's got a room for everything, I swear.
I mean, it's a huge house. I think we have to very much emphasize that this house is massive.
Yeah.
During more of this clue research, as they're putting the pieces together, and like Maggie said, everybody's together, we get a little bit more into who the heck Mateo is, because we have not really been told like why he's here the whole time. We learn that Mateo is actually holding Uncle Xavier's magic while the terms of this will are being played out. He is the member of a very high profile company family called the Lagoons family, and he's here to just make sure like the contract can be carried out and magic can be transferred. So he's really a beacon right now, a beacon of power.
Yes. Whitaker and Lyric, they finally make amends.
Yeah,
Big
they've been
moments.
fighting. They've been
They've been
fighting.
they've been fighting this because Lyric thinks that Whitaker stole a knife from him, and Whitaker is the brother. There's a lot of names. I don't know if you
A
guys
lot of names.
forgot or
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah. Speed run.
Lyric and Mullery, they finally kiss. Thank
Woo!
God. And then
Come on, 2 days
Mullery,
left, one party to go, and they kiss. You're kidding me.
they got to. Mullery talks to Uncle Zolan, who is another guy who's in here,
He
and
can talk to
apparently
the dead.
he can talk to the dead. Apparently, her mom isn't dead, and the watch of hers that she has was made by Mateo's aunt. So she's got to go talk to him. who explains the background of his family, you know, that they have to fight for the magic and his brother killed two of his other brothers.
Rough.
And apparently the watch was actually commissioned by Uncle X for Mullory. So she's like, what is going on? What's this all about?
Yeah, very, very, very crazy. We also get a subplot reveal here because we learned that Saffron Stoutfire, the mother, she gives her children like nightmare tea to like make them mentally stronger, which is like, yeah, of course these kids have mommy issues. But Ellison realizes that like the panic she was feeling in the greenhouse, that was the nightmare she was reliving over and over again. And Whitaker is saying that his nightmare is Mullory dying over and over again. So we know that these nightmares are essentially visions that could come true.
Mm-hmm.
But Mullory and Lyric aren't letting this get them down. They're going to go look for clues in the observatory. And Lyric shows his true color here and leaves Mullory there to get stung by a bunch of bees as they're looking for clues, which, like, dang, that's
I
messed up.
know. Because Uncle X is like, I can't protect everyone. You got to remember that you are just for yourself. And Lyric discovers a letter with a key in it. Mullery, around this time, pieces together that the murderer, or, honestly, my notes do not make sense there.
That's okay. We'll roll around to it's the last day of the game because we're speed running everybody. Last day of the game, we get a bunch of different POVs of really every but player in this, realizing that this game to find out who killed Uncle Xavier has to result in somebody else dying. So very spaghettios moment for all of us. So final game, Mullery puts the pieces together and she ultimately realizes Uncle Xavier is still alive. So she's going to run to the garden and yell it up to the garden clock like she's supposed to. And chaos ensues.
Exactly. So she admits that she knows that Edwin, who is the butler who gave her the letter, is Xavier, and Mateo insists that she needs to run out. Everyone is like, "No, Muller, you're actually not supposed to win this," and she's like, "No, I won."
But she's like,
Lyric,
yeah, get your prize.
exactly, and Lyric's like, "Well, I can't kill Mullery. She's gonna get the magic, I guess now." And Lyric fights with Mateo because Mateo is basically like, "You have to kill her."
Yeah, Mateo's like, the plan was Mullery dies and you get the magic. Like, that was what Uncle Xavier wanted. Chaos
Exactly.
happens. Lyric gets stabbed instead, which is actually insane. We learned that Uncle Xavier is Edwin in disguise. The real Edwin comes jogging in, like, woof, did I miss anything? And as like Mullery's like crying, like, what the heck just happened? Lyric's body just up and disappears because a bunch of things in this book are illusions. And Mateo's like, well, a job well done. I can leave. And Mullery's like, somebody just died. This is crazy.
Yeah, it really seems like no one cares that Lyric is dead, minus finally his family actually seems to
Yeah,
start
yeah, his
caring.
family's like, we actually kind of liked that guy, which, like, okay.
There's a bat that comes after Mullery has left, and drops the stone necklace with the shadow off, and also has a note from Mullery's mom about like, "Hey, you might want to use this," and she's like, "Oh, perfect! I'm definitely going to use this for Lyric to come back."
Exactly. So
Yes, for
the
sure.
aftermath end of book one is Mullery. She got house money now. She's doing great. Like Maggie said, mom says, find me when the time is right. And Lyric is dead, and she's using the shadow to go visit him. That's how the book ends. Nice little cliffhanger. Meg, let's do a quick debrief. Thoughts of book one before we get into book two.
So the conclusion is for the people, if you were not following the speed run, as we know, winning the estate, winning the magic, Mullery got the magic. There's a shadow that can bring Lyric back from the dead. Lyric is dead. Ellison is all about not wanting to inherit her mom's dream magic. She's gonna inherit the mom's dream magic. And do you have any thoughts on the
I mean,
conclusion?
I mean, it's fun. Who doesn't like a party? You know. At the end of the day, I thought all the parties were fun.
Laura's really
The
good at summarizing.
but he's like, I'll just do it. I'll just do a speedier speed run. Actually.
Me, yes, I know. I'm at times losing my
uh,
place.
no, I think it's fun to have a book that's all set in one place that just kind of has everything at your fingertips. That was something I enjoyed about this book. And
Mhm.
I did like Mullery and Lyric's little romance. I love in a little opposites attract moment. And then Hunting the Strange. I think let's dive into it. big pivot from the next book because there's no parties anymore. Action has happened. The party is over. Mullory is rich now. She has the shadow. She has her mom's watch that is broken, has been broken this whole time. And despite the fact that she doesn't know how to use the shadow, she's still able to visit him. But Lyric is somehow, despite being in this like land between the living and the dead, he is still bonded to Lord Thorn.
Yeah, it didn't break when he got killed. No, no, no. And if he comes back, Lord Thorn is actually just going to try to kill him again. So that's kind of like a problem. Also, someone in the afterworld is telling Lyric some riddles and shit that,
Which is
quote,
like, I'm dead. Don't tell me riddles.
I don't
I'm
need to know this
busy. I'm
now.
busy being dead. I want peace and quiet. Where's my rest in peace?
Exactly. Mullery in this book has a box, and this box has a lot of magical items that her grandmother was given on the day that her mother gave birth to her. There is like an over the top quote. There's a quote that says, "Time for the truth." Okay, vague. And there's a yo yo, which is very fun. And we also learned that Xavier's magic that she inherited is not working for her.
No. Yeah,
Nothing's really working.
it almost is like just by you can't just have magic, you have to like really learn how to use it. And she wasn't raised with magic, so it's very hard for her to learn.
Mhm.
Mullery also realizes that she's running out of time with Lyric, so she does her dang best and is able to pull him out of the time between the living and the dead. They end up almost kissing in her living room, and her grandma's like, "What the heck are you guys doing?" And we also get a big tidbit here that this has happened to grandma before. Esther, Mullery's mom, has done this before, brought a boy into the living room with the shadow. So,
Exactly.
like mother, like daughter.
Grandmother says, I've seen this before. She gives her the box of just knickknacks and sends her on her way.
Yeah, she's like, "You'll figure out how to use this, right?"
Ellison is like, you know what? I have a feeling that Lyric is alive. So she turns up in Pennsylvania and because uh she lives in Punxsutawney?
Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
You know, there. And so she shows up there. They realize they have to go to Xavier's estate if they want protection for Lyric, but when they get
Yeah,
there,
because
they
his
learn,
Heather's back.
yeah, his tether's back, so Lord Thorns knows he's alive. They learn Xavier is off on business. He's on a little business trip.
MIA guy. So they get to the estate. They're going to be safe there. They're getting more clues at the estate as well. But before they can really dissect everything that's happened thus far, we get introduced to two brand spanking new characters, Reina and Cruz Lagoons. They are Mateo's relatives. And we remember Cruz from Mateo's little backstory last book. Cruz is a creepy guy. He's very intense. But Reina's just a cousin. They're like here to make a deal. They're here to strike a bargain with these people.
Yeah, you know how cousins are. They're always out here with their riddles and their deals. So Rena is like, we need something from you. We're not going to tell you what it is just yet, but what we can give you in return is we can actually shield you from the committee who are coming. This includes Lord Thorn. So when they burst through the door looking for the shadow necklace that Mullery has, they actually can't see them. They can't find them, and they have to leave empty-handed. Sucks to
Yeah.
suck.
So they come in the nick of time, so they have no choice but to agree to let Reina and Cruz join the shenanigans, which they do. It pulls off without a hitch. And the first thing they're looking at is this magic red jacket that very much reminded me of like a circus ringleader.
Me too.
Um, in their box of stuff, and all of the clues and rearranging of the buttons of this magic jacket lead them to visiting a character called the Skeleton Singer. And I'm gonna be honest, you guys, this guy's creepy. This guy's really freaking creepy.
Yeah,
I
he's
like him.
really
He's a little
old.
too creepy for me.
He's just kind of like a bag of bones.
He's bone bad guy. He's a skeleton singer.
So they go to the top of this snowy mountain. They find a bird who acts as a key to a door in the back of the mountain where the skeleton singer is. He says Mullery's mom not only killed someone, but he also is like, "Hey, I'm going to give you a gift." Gives her a giant bird cage with this like receipt for a coffee place that was all pooped on. That they're like, we have to go to the coffee place. That's the
Yeah.
next clue.
I do have to call out this moment of the skeleton singer, a brief moment of rest in our speed run, because the skeleton singer, before he gives this cage over, he's like, "Y'all want to see what I've been working on?" And opens a door to like a corpse that he's brought back to life and like sewn together like Frankenstein's monster, and is like, "Eh, do you want a riddle?" So he's a weird guy. We learn he's gone crazy because of the labyrinth, but my guy loves Coney Island. They're gonna go there.
Yeah, the labyrinth is like this place that exists like underneath a New York museum where all of the magic users who can't use magic very well are under there, which is like that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
What about practice makes perfect?
Yeah.
What if they want to get good at it? So
Yeah.
they go to the address on this receipt, this coffee place, and at the counter, the person's like, "Wait, I know you. You literally just got coffee here, like on this date. Like I sold this coffee to you to Muller." And she's like, "No, I don't. But are you talking about my mom? Was my mom here? Was Mama here?"
Mama here. But yeah, the like little adventure, they're gonna go to Coney Island after getting this receipt. They go back to the estate because they're like, can't go to Coney Island today. We're gonna go later. We already did the skeleton singer today, and
It's
that was
pretty far
enough.
away. Yeah.
This is another moment of we get Lyric showing his true colors because he's kind of getting more thorn magic up in him. And he realizes he can compel Mullory to scratch her arm to draw blood. And in my eyes, okay, huge red flag. What? You're supposed to like this girl.
I know. It's so crazy that he's feeling like joy and glee at this.
Yeah.
Um,
And double red flag, he like kind of swindles Mullory. Like she falls asleep one night and he just like uses the shadow around her neck to go talk to like the spirit of her dead dad Henry, and it's really creepy. So like I don't know, Mullory, I think you can do better. I know I liked Lyric in the first book, but he's being spooky now.
exactly. And he thinks that his dad killed her dad. There's just too much going on right
There is
there.
yeah. Um
Um, Ellison figures out that Rena isn't actually the one that is looking for a loved one in the labyrinth. So the motive of these two, Cruz and Rena, is that Cruz is looking for someone in the labyrinth. So kind of makes us question what their motives are again. Once the groups get to the Coney Island, they split up. Cruz and Mullery are on a team, and there's like energy there. Like I could not figure out if they were a couple.
what,
If they
Raina
were
and Ellison?
Cruz and Mallory. No, no, no. But yes, also
Oh,
Rena and Ellison.
I was shipping Raina and Ellison most of this book.
Oh my god, I was too. So they go to Coney Island. They look at like they find there's an inn through this Ferris wheel where they need to find this woman at Coney Island. They eventually do. Her name is the Viper, and she says that she used to run around with Mullery's mom, that Henry Prudence isn't dead, and that her mom actually pulled him back from the dead, similar to how Mullery did with Lyric.
Yeah. Yeah. So we get a big intel drop here that there was essentially this group of magic rebels who weren't playing by the rules. And not only was Mullery's mom intertwined with them, the skeleton singer was there, Viper was there, the butterfly was there, and her mom was the bat. It's a whole thing. But Viper is like, let me give you a tattoo, Mullery. It's going to help you later. Gives her a tattoo. And then she's like, also, you have to run. The council's on the way. So they're running through Coney Island. It's winter, by the way, so nobody's at Coney Island. They're running through Coney Island. And they're sprinting to get out of there. And they barely get away safely, but they get away. So they make
Yeah.
it to the next thing.
Luckily, their next clue is to roll up to some big party, and they are like, we know exactly where this party's
It
going to
is
be.
unhinged that Uncle Xavier, who knows all of this is going on, is like, don't worry, y'all, I'm still throwing my holiday party. Like, okay, Uncle Xavier, with your priorities.
So he is back, and he does kind of pseudo apologize to Lyric about the whole not giving him magic thing.
He's like, I should have just given it to you. The party was stupid.
The whole Mystery Royale thing, like the flair of it
Now
was
that I think
actually
about
really
it,
dumb.
it just didn't really go as I planned.
So Raina tries helping Ellison to, at this moment, embrace her mom's magic, not run in fear of it. And she also needs to talk to her mom. Ellison needs to talk to her mom about a woman who once visited her mother, offering her help in regards to protecting Lyric
Yeah.
from Lord Thorn in the future.
Since it's still a few days before the party, the whole gang's gonna get in the caravan and go to Prudence Butchery, which is Mullery's paternal side's butchery. And Grandpa's there. He was Grandpa Pa is there because he was Henry's grandfather. So this guy old, and he's not secretive about the information. He's like, oh, you guys want to talk about Henry? Found his dead body on that table over there. Want to hear what's crazier? 6 months after the fact, another dead body cut up the exact same way on that table. Ay, gotta get back to cutting these sausages. He doesn't actually say that, but in my head he does, because he's in my head he's butchering the whole time.
He's talking
Um,
about just cut up corpses, and he's also like, everyone thinks that Mullery's dad killed himself. He didn't.
he's like,
That's kind of
not
it.
with those cuts. Uh,
He can't do that to himself.
So they're like, that's weird. That gives us more information. But they go back to the estate, and it's time for the holiday party. And Mullory runs into Lord Thorne there. The party's really an equalizer. Like the Magic Council is there, but like they're not going to disrupt the party. They're
No,
not.
they're not gonna disrupt Rena. Uncle Xavier has disguised everyone. Rena is using her magic, but they have to stay close to conceal them. And Cruz is like, don't worry about it. I'll distract Lord Thorne by like just dancing with Mullory. Mind you, before this, Mullory is kind of pissed at Lyric because Lyric used his Lord Thorne energy to like um roll Cruz's ankle. So he's
Yeah,
like, enough violence.
Lyric does have a very fair internal conflict in this book, which is him realizing he can compel people to hurt themselves and going, I don't know, I kind of like it. I think that makes me a bad guy. And it's like, yeah, Lyric, that actually does make you a bad guy. I'm glad you're aware that that's really messed up.
So Lyric does actually also fuck up this entire plan because he sees the one-eyed guy they were supposed to find, the guy with the eye patch, and darts after him, but Rena can't extend her power to protect him. So Lord Thorne is like, got you where I want you. So he's like really trying to throw Lyric over the balcony to like kill him, and Mullery uses the gift the Viper gave her to protect Lyric from death, which is essentially just like creating a diversion with butterflies.
Yeah.
So Lord Thorne is like, oh my god, I'm distracted by the butterflies.
And Uncle Xavier is like, wow, this party over. I can't believe you tried to kill my grandson. Everybody out. So
Mhm.
party disperses. But as everybody is leaving, they run into a guy named Jim, the actual guy with one eye, get it, Jim
Mhm.
in his name. And he gives her a message on the way out. And we also get a nice tidbit of information here that Reina's mom is also involved in this group of magic rebels. So she did not either know or let on that she knew that information.
Exactly. So the one-eyed man's message to them is to unlock something and check the steam. And that could mean a lot of things because we're also
Yeah.
learning that magic kind of wraps itself around your soul. So if you kill the magic, you might kill your soul. I don't know, lots happening. Reina, also, we realize she's a time traveler. She actually acquired both her mom and dad's magic.
Cool.
And Mullery's mom gave Rena instructions to give to Mullery. And in this moment, big other drop is that Ellison is actually the mysterious woman that she was looking for who invaded her mom's dreams years ago to warn about Lyric because Rena used time travel to help her basically manifest to her mom and be like,
Yeah.
you need to send Lyric to Uncle X's house.
Layers, huge layers. So Ellison's really sad to be like, she is time wise the reason Lyra gets sent away because she has to follow the timeline.
Mhm.
Um, More clues. Like I said, they're solving the riddle from One Eyed Jim. They're doing all of that, and this is a speed run. I'm trying to like get
No, I'm
concise
laughing
my notes
I'm
on the
laughing at
fly.
one-eyed
It's
Jim.
working out well, clearly. Cruz, very very forward, is just like, don't you worry, Mallory. I'm in your future, and it's like, what does that mean?
Oh my god, yeah. So okay, Cruz's grandma is a seer who basically quote deals in the matters of the heart, and grandma saw Mullery in his future, and so now he's like,
He's
yeah,
like,
you're
you
in
and
my
me
future.
will be in each other's lives. In what capacity? I won't tell you.
He explains this to Lyric, and Lyric is like, no, you're not going to be. And Cruz seems open to Lyric being there too. He's like, listen, she's in my future. I guess you're in my future too. What does it
He's
mean?
like, what? What? Oh, we can't all be in each other's futures. What's wrong with that? That's so funny.
So,
Uh,
they have all these clues from Christmas Day. They put together that the box is what they are trying to open the seams of.
mhm.
They realize they need to search Xavier's estate to find a dollhouse, which leads them to a burning fireplace. And the clues eventually lead to Xavier, who explains that Mullery needs to hand over the shadow to be destroyed because she's, when using it, unknowingly made a deal with death that just kind of delays like Lyric's inevitable death. Like they need
Yeah,
a death for her in exchange, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of like, well, you can bring Lyric back to life, but starts the clock. You got to kill somebody else if we want Lyric to stay alive. So stakes are even higher now because
Mhm.
Lyric's on borrowed time.
Yeah.
So they're able to unlock all of this information, and they learn that they have to head to Henry Prudence's grave. And as they're pulling up to the grave in good old New Jersey, Esther, Mullory's mom, is there, and Mullory gives her mom a big ol' hug. She's like, Mom, you wouldn't believe the shit that's been happening to me this past few months because I'm magic now. She doesn't actually say that, but in my head she does.
Mhm.
And Mullory, in this moment, to execute the plan, gives Raina the shadow. And Esther gives Mullory a knife. So big gift giving scenario. The Christmas spirit's still hot in this group.
The Christmas spirit is still hot in this group. And who else is at this cemetery but Uncle Xavier? He is here too. And Lord Thorne has shown up. And we get a little bit of a flashback where Uncle Xavier and Mullery's mom are talking about how it seems one of them has to die, like an adult has to die, because they're like, the
Yeah.
kids are too innocent. And it seems like it's pointing to Lord Thorne.
Honestly, after what Lyric's done this book, is Lyric that innocent?
I don't think so.
We
He
don't know.
also,
It's a question. It's a question to ponder.
I mean, we also
Um,
learned he threw the babysitter down the stairs in book one, so
oops.
oops.
Um, we learn that the shadow Mullory gave Raina, not the real shadow. That was a plant. Lyric has the real shadow, and he's going to give it to Uncle Xavier. Mullory has a big moment of revealing that Raina is not a nice girl. She planted all of these clues in effort for herself to get the shadow and to essentially get away with her evil plot. So
Yeah,
she
she wanted to
doesn't have
bring
the
her
shadow.
mom back.
Yeah. So Mullory and Lyric with the knife from Esther, Mullory's mom, they want to punch swing at Lord Thorne. Knife, cleaver. In my head, it's a cleaver, not a knife. I know it probably is a knife, but in my
Yes.
cleaver to the chest. Lord Thorne dead. Uncle Xavier uses the shadow, vanishes out of sight. Both adults gone, except for Esther, who's like, man, what a relief that that's over.
Yeah, Xavier also does admit that he killed Mullery's father. But he says your mom wants you to stay away from him too. So we get in the place that's between the living and the dead. Xavier's talking to Thorne. They're both down there, and Xavier reveals he does have the necklace, but the necklace is going to die with him. And then we get an epilogue
Yeah.
of Mullery's dad saying that Mullery's gonna meet him in the labyrinth. Because remember,
Yeah.
the labyrinth is where magic users who are busted and bad at their job go, and you
That's where
kind of say
Henry is.
Mullery's really fucking bad at magic.
Yikes. And honestly, I think Mullory might end up there because she cannot get a grasp on Lord Thorne's magic. We won't know.
Oh, you
We
think
won't know.
lyrical? Oh, honestly, maybe that'd be fun.
Yeah. I think
So
let's all move to the labyrinth. I bet rent's so cheap down there.
I know, but I'm sure it's nothing in New York. What a steal! Put me down there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's under New York. You could probably still use the subway.
I'm bad at the magic of love. Lock me up. Send me the labyrinth. Um,
Oh, wow. So that's our speed run. Two speed runs, two books, two speed runs.
That's our seed run. Email us at MeggieandLauraPresent@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. If you also have questions, if you have, you're like, I need
There are
clarification
things we
on
left
this.
out. We really tried to do just the bullet points of our speed run.
This is true, yeah. And I had a really good time,
We
but
have fun. You have fun. Everybody has fun on a speed run. That's the rule of the speed run.
it really is.
It's like a game of zip, zap, zop, but more intense.
Amen. I
All right.
haven't heard of Zip Zap Zop in years.
Yeah, it's a kind of just played it tonight, my guy. Kind of just played it tonight.
Um, and that's it. And we'll have our interview with
Kaitlyn
Caitlin. Sorry,
Cavalancia next
Caitlin
week,
up
and we're
next
excited.
week. And that's it for Yeah,
All
We
right.
Read It.
Yep. Bye. Love you guys. Thanks for being here.